Okay, we're good.
Okay, so when we last left our space heroes, you are in the Sahojin Seminary School. The You had just staved off an assault on the Undercity Reef diplomats as well as the Sahojin diplomats. Some terrorists had some Sahojin terrorists had come in, had hacked the security bots, and had brought in suicide bombers and various individuals with blaster repeaters in with the crowd to listen to the open Q&A portion of the debate. You managed to ferry away the diplomats at this point and stop the assassins. However, as you're trying to clean up the scene and get the injured away from the crowd, because there was just like an auditorium full of students at this point, that you managed not to kill any of them, but that doesn't mean any of them weren't injured, because a lot of shots were fired back and forth. So various people got a couple grazes here and there. The a security officer, a Sahojin security officer in white and blue, swims in and communicates with the commander. The commander turns around to a lot of you, say, "We're going to need you to basically, we're going to need you out on the field to try to secure the Sahojin Elder at this point. He's under attack at this point when on his sojourn out to inspect Cracky, the Rift Kraken feeding grounds. So we need you guys to head out there right now. We'll take care of anything else that is happening right here and go and support the forces there." Here, he hands you a communicator and turns it to the correct channel. This will put you in touch with the local security force, and good luck.
And I think that you said last week that we were afraid of something happening to the elder, that the large kraken that was out there was not going to, he was going to miss him and come in and
So
like
the security
ravage
captain,
everything. Yeah.
the security force, the security force captain says, like, the Rift Kraken is kept in control by the Elder. If the Elder is killed, it will go out of control and rampage across this seminary and any of your closest colonies. So I suggest you are successful in this. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's see here. So to simulate that Trance was in the last combat, you are down 5 spell levels of whatever you care to name out of your spell list, and you are down 20 hit points.
All right then. Down. And
everybody's dinged up from fighting the Sahojin terrorists and getting the situation under control.
I asked the captain real quick, do you have any healers that could patch us up?
There'll be a medic on the transport sub. He'll try to patch you up to the best of his ability.
Thank you.
All right. So if people still have damage on them, if you still have damage on you at this point, everybody heals 15 hit points. As he effectively does first aid on you so, on the way over. But a lot of the deeper cuts and bruises and like blaster burns, he's like, all right, that's beyond what I can treat basically with a first aid kit.
I'm going to take Poppy out real quick and give everyone temporary hit points. Is that okay?
Sure. Okay. So how many temporary hit points does everybody get?
Let's see. What does the roll?
Is there enough time on the ride over to take a short rest?
Not at all. So you maybe about a 20-minute ride over.
Do we have any gear that Mina needs to use mending on, or do any field repairs?
Everybody gets 6 temporary hit points.
Thanks, Poppy.
Okay.
Oh, that feels good.
It's from a mending standpoint. It's just like if it's broken, it's broken too badly to fix with mending at this point. So
okay.
like Hate's basically booster rockets essentially are burnt out at the moment, so that normally requires a full strip down.
Okay.
Okay, so 20 minutes later, you're in communications with the field officer. It's like, we're under attack. We've holed up in a cave at this point on the far western side of the rift. I'm beaming you our coordinates right now. We should be able to hold out for at least another 30-40 minutes. I don't relish our chances after that. The Elder is trying to get the Rift Kraken involved, but whoever the assault force has some other counter blocking device that is keeping the Elder from controlling the Kraken at this point. So we're on our own at this point. Identified forces are five units of 5, essentially, with heavy underwater torpedo launchers, basically for each of the 5 units. Heavy assault armor and basically force blasters, and that. So he gives you the rundown of the ordnance that these individuals have. It's like, so this force that came to play basically are full soldiers. They're not like terrorist individuals. They're actual soldiers. So this is like, as the rest of you are going, well, this is not sounding great. This is not.
Are they deployed in multiple places, or do they have them pinned down from one location? And where are we coming in relative
They have
to
us
that?
pinned down at this point. Actually, we can identify two of the units having us pinned down at the moment. The other 3 we can't see at the moment.
So they may be set up for an ambush.
Possibly. Should we go try to stop them from blocking the use of the Rift Kraken?
So they have a device that basically locks down control of the Rift Kraken, so the Elder can't use his abilities as the Sahojin Elder to basically bring it into play. The Rift Kraken is actually not too far away. It is a colossal beast, just like any sort of Kraken is. So it would be useful if you could bring it in on your side. So you may want to take a moment and figure out where team 3, 4, and 5 are at the moment, basically, that may have the device locking down the Kraken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kraken's probably gonna do more damage than we will. So if we can get that thing going,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So
is there any way we can detect the device with hacking or the comms?
They basically transport the armored transport sub pilot is scanning the rift at this point with sonar. Someone roll me a d20 for. Higher is better, effectively, for the initial, basically, sensor
20.
scan.
Yeah, it's not going to be me, because I always roll for sure.
Nat 20.
Woohoo!
Nat 20. All right, his co-pilot basically dials in the sonar. It's like, all right, the 3 units are maybe about 2 clicks off, basically further up the rift at this point, as he points at this sort of 3D holo map of this sort of Marianas Trench-like rift.
Can you tell
with the Kraken at this point? They have. I'm getting weird readings over there. They're deploying some sort of device, essentially, that has blanketed the area with some unknown radiation. So,
which one has the
Kraken
device?
does not seem to be active because it's not moving, and neither are those 3 units.
I say we engage those 3 units and, or at least.
Or do you want us to drop you off, or do you want us to drive you straight in there and assault them?
I think we should split our team.
Does
2
the
guys
sub
should go and assist.
Does the sub have any torpedoes?
Yeah.
We have a heavy blast. We have a heavy blaster pod on this thing, but we do not have torpedoes.
I think you guys should go assist the units protecting the Elder.
The Elder? All right, that's fine. All right, so that's like the pilot points. We'll drop you off here. Basically, you guys head north to intercept the 3 assault teams, which restraining the Kraken, and we'll head straight in to assist essentially the Elders group.
It's a good plan.
There's also one assault team with you of basically Sahojin security. They're in sort of light armor and medium weapons, so but they also have an armored assault vehicle. So you figure they probably will be okay.
I say those guys should go and split their team as well, and half come with that, maybe a third come with us, the others go to assist the other.
How many are in their team?
They have one unit of 5 in there with you guys. So the armored troop carrier essentially can carry about 10 people.
So real quick,
Is there any more units heading this way?
There's no more units that we can sense at this point, so it's just the 5 assault teams. So 3 with the Kraken, 3 basically keeping the Elder pinned down at the moment.
No, for us. How many can we send in?
I'm going, like... The pilot, you can see some captain's insignia on his... So he's their ranking officer. So I would suggest we basically split our forces. Essentially, we're not going to be able to coordinate very, very easily between my forces and yours. So that voter, basically, that you have around your neck, essentially, is only going to be good for one of you to talk to us at a time. So I suggest my forces go over and try to free up the Elder, and your forces take care of the Kraken.
That's what I think, too.
Right, because they're all used to working together. It would make sense in splitting both the parties.
So the assault sub settles to the sort of like lip of the sort of Grand Canyon type rift on a promontory, and there's a whoosh of silt as it settles down onto the seafloor. The loading ramp opens up with a slight whoosh, letting in colder seawater as you all deploy out into the depths. It is freaking pitch black out here. You are very, very far underwater. All of you, at this point, since you're going into battle with probably a lot of trained troops that will probably try to destroy your gear, especially seeing that if they recognize that you're topsiders, you probably should all take the deep sea adaptive drug, essentially, so you don't get crushed by the depths if your gear gets punctured. So
that's what I'm going to do. And then before the sub leaves, I give them a salute in Sahojin and say Godspeed.
Okay, so they basically, you tap both of your fingertips to your head, basically, and sort of roll your hands down your chest, essentially, and they do the same as they salute you back, and then the mini sub basically zips, hovers off the ground, raising a big cloud of silt, and zooms off into the distance. Okay, so there you are. Let's see. I think everybody else already paid for this drug, but for you, Trance, basically just suck out 200 credits out of your store. For having pre-bought.
Is that allowing me to breathe underwater as well? Basically, just
yeah, we're saying this allows you to breathe underwater. So this is like an adaptive drug that allows you to breathe underwater and survive the pressure. So,
right, and part of it's the pressure.
Otherwise, you would just die down here.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out. So I guess we're just stepping out into death. Fun.
Because we can cast breathe underwater, but we can't do anything really about the pressure without this, or the one where we actually physically turn into one of the creatures.
Right.
What's his name? What's our wizard friend name? I forgot his name.
Luke is still sort of hovering around in a bubble next to you guys at this point. He sort of winks into existence again. Oh yes, I'm here.
Okay, because we're gonna need your magic.
All right. Do you want me to transport you over there?
Yes, and also, can you help pinpoint where the device is?
Sure. Let me take a look. And she's like, Luke sort of summons a blue spear of force in his hand, and you can see images of Sahojin troops in heavy dive suits, essentially, with all sorts of armored plates and glowing Tron-like lines ridging the edges of their armor. It's and Ronan, being an Imperial Guard, is they are all wearing heavy battle armor. These are equivalent to Imperial Space Marines. These are not going to be an easy gun. These guys are going to suck to take down. So we want to ambush them if at all possible. We do not want to get into a toe-to-toe fight with them.
So we gotta quickly plan our ambush.
Do they have metal in their armor, or is it all plastic or other?
You're guessing probably not. And given the fact that you even in the clairvoyance viewport that you can all look into at this point, there's huge electrical discharges coming off of the Rift Kraken at this point, like rippling through the water all over the place. And sometimes they sort of ripple across the troops, and they don't seem to be affected by the electricity. So they must have basically special suits that are protect them from the discharge, the electrical discharge of the Rift Kraken.
That's very good to know.
Would you say the Rift Kraken is larger than a 20-foot cube?
Yes, it is a colossal-sized beast, like roughly about 60 feet across. Well, probably it's about almost 100 feet across if you just went tentacle to tentacle. But its central body is probably about more than 40 feet across.
Yeah, it's big.
So,
gotcha.
i.e., it's the size of a small mountain.
So we want him on our side. So we want to find this device and destroy it or teleport it somewhere else, if possible.
Otluk is like shifting his scrying point around. It's like, all right, I found it. Here it is. So there's this vaguely blue glowing orb with what appears to be a smaller, like Kraken spawn contained in a like blue bubble inside the other bigger blue bubble. And then there's sort of like a claw-like thing surrounding it, and it seems to be pulsing with blue waves of like wiggly energy seems to emanate from it every so often. So
we target that before we target anything else. We have all of us target that device to just either destroy it or try to teleport it.
I agree, the device first. And how close will we be, do we think, when he pops us over there?
I can drop you as close as right on top of them, or further away than that.
Is there any cover?
No, we're going to be disoriented. Basically, we're going to probably be disoriented for about a round while we get our bearings. So, I would suggest further away.
Is there any cover?
Can
we see any cover?
There's sort of like a kelp forest a little ways away where, as you sort of spin the clairvoyance viewpoint around, as you sort of orbit Otluk as he's to look at different viewpoints through the clairvoyance eye. It's like, well, so you can see a kelp forest with these long, like 40, 50-foot strands of kelp waving gently in the water. It's like, that seems to be really the only cover around here. There's a little bit of broken rock here and there, but it's sparse. So,
any way you could teleport the device out of your oven?
No, I doubt it. Essentially, most of your tech devices basically seem to be relatively resistant to my magic. So, until I have actual personal physical possession of it, I won't be able to teleport it.
So if we distract the soldiers, can you teleport next to it and then teleport it out of here? Is that possible?
It takes me roughly 10 minutes to cast teleport.
About how much do we think this...
I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I'm not saying I can't do it. I could probably put it in a force bubble and basically and cut them off from access to it. So, and with myself inside. So,
yeah.
All right.
So you think that we distract them while he works on that?
That's not to say they won't be able to get through it. Essentially, your techno-magical devices seem to be very adept, basically, at nullifying magic.
Can we tell if we think this device weighs more than 5 pounds?
Oh yes, just like I would guess so. It's just like, just look at that. Just look at the indentations of the sand, essentially in this viewpoint. As you can see, that it is like it is anchored into the sand with like probably like some explosive bolts or something.
So that creature, you said there was a smaller Kraken spawn, like kind of trapped with the device?
Inside their control device, yes.
How big is that creature?
It's maybe about the size of a normal squid, so we're talking about slightly bigger than your hand. But yeah, you can definitely see the resemblance between it and the big Kraken because it has glowing blue veins and it shoots electricity out every so often. So, okay, that's a Kraken spawn.
Well, what if we try to use some holographics to start off just to distract the soldiers, you know, send in a major image or something like that with some holograms and maybe a couple of smaller Krakens to look like they're really angry and trying to free everybody?
Sure.
What do you think about that?
Perfectly reasonable. So if you want to create a illusionary distraction, that's perfectly fine. So do you want the illusion to be of just Krakens or you guys as an assault team assaulting one of their positions?
I mean, another assault team coming out of cover would be good too.
Okay, so another assault team is going to be very believable because they totally are prepared for that to happen, right? So they will just believe that that's happening.
Yeah, if we can teleport into cover, set up one of that, and go. I mean, that'll last for 10 minutes. I can hold on to that as long as I can, and we can use that to try to distract like a chunk of them.
This will distract. So you can easily distract one of the assault teams away at this point in engagement with basically an illusionary team of other soldiers. So that's perfectly fine. And then, depending on how convincing your illusion is, you might distract away some of the other people guarding the control device as well. So. Ronan is basically like doubtful you're gonna distract the guys guarding the control device because they probably have strict orders as soldiers to you make sure nothing happens to this thing because that's probably their orders.
Do we know who their commander is?
Their commander, you can see one of them has insignias basically on his helmet. You're guessing that's the commander, and he's with the control device.
Try to draw him away and kill him so they can be in disarray. Usually works.
Well, these are all reasonable things to try. So,
or
draw you definitely know you should be able to cut. You should be able to draw away at least one of the other two assault teams, the other two military assault teams off using an illusion. So, Trance is fairly confident about that.
Or we could ambush one of their teams, draw their team away into an ambush, kill that team, and then keep doing that.
Okay, that's perfectly reasonable too. So
keep drawing them into an ambush until there's only one team left.
All right, do you want to do that?
What do you guys think?
Ambush is good, and I think if I can get in close enough, I could do some stuff like do shatter on the device, or heat metal on something, or maybe even enlarge reduce if I enlarge the squid on the inside, or reduce the size. Maybe that would change the way the whole thing works.
Yeah, so I think we should all have our own little job we each do. Since I'm a soldier, I could try to draw them out.
Okay, so
try to tank them at least.
Okay, so Ronan is of the opinion essentially that tanking them is not a particularly great idea, especially since they effectively have underwater rocket launchers. So tanking them is going to be a short and ugly affair if you do that.
Have you ever seen what missiles do to a tank? Oh, boom. Yeah,
except for so much.
The more we can separate them and take on their teams one at a time, that's the safest
you can basically, so the one that sounds good, like in the mind of the people who have, like Ronan, who have military experience, is like drawing them away with illusions is great. Essentially, they'll actually never be able to harm your troops, and you can keep them busy for 10 minutes or so, like chasing phantoms. So that's great. And we don't have to stick our necks out for that.
Yeah.
We can start with that. Excuse me. Start with that and go forward.
So you would only be dealing with probably one assault team and the captain's team.
Oh, I could carry wounds as an artificer.
Yep.
I didn't even know that. I wouldn't grab that.
Oh, was also the opinion he could probably send his pet in to like try to peel off some soldiers, but it's very likely his pet would perish in the process.
Yeah.
We don't want your pet to die.
I
Oh.
mean, I could rebuild him, so you know he's.
Well,
not
I'm
dead
just
for very
saying, like,
long.
Asgul's pet basically has the intelligence and distance, control distance to make that happen. Ronan, your pet is still effectively like the first level artificer pet, so it doesn't. It doesn't.
Um,
Yeah.
so Asgul can summon his pet again tomorrow if he needs to? Or...
Yes, he can. So
Okay. Well, I think that's up to him, but it sounds like a valid thought.
that or Asgul and his pet together basically can take the time to draw away Team 2, essentially. At that point, he might have a better
Oh, my
chance of just getting
is
away.
disposable.
So what's your thoughts on that?
Self.
So, like,
I can
but you
just-
probably
I can
need,
just have it
I'm going to
split
note, you probably need your full team to fight the commander's team, essentially. So,
I'll agree with that.
okay. So, are we going to go with you fight the commander's team and then one assault team and draw off the other team using illusion?
Yeah.
Okay. Trance, make an Arcana check, essentially, to see the or performance, whichever's better for you, for the quality of your illusion.
Hey.
Make sure I write. Yeah, I should have 9 in Yeah, 9 in performance. So 23.
23. Okay, very good. So, you successfully draw off one team. You don't draw both teams, unfortunately. So, but they are in hot pursuit of like this a running battle with your illusionary assault team. So, all right, they're good like 5 minutes away now. So you're going, okay, now or never. We should do our thing. All right.
Time to go.
There's a quick question, basically, Mina. Do you have any explosives left?
I think I used them all.
Okay, we've used them all at this point. All right, got it.
I'd have to go
I
look,
have
but I'm
some.
going to guess that I used them all. I feel confident you made me use them all, actually.
I'm just checking, so you might have some.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll
all right,
go look.
stealth search checks for everybody, basically, for emerging from the kelp forest in a stealthy manner to get the first strike in on the commander's team.
Hey, what check? Sorry.
Stealth. Everybody, give me stealth.
Does anybody give us advantage on that?
Asgul will give you pass without a trace. So everybody give you all of you get plus 10 competency.
Okay.
Plus 10.
Yes.
So 29 for stealth.
Okay.
31. If I get a plus 10, that's 31. That's amazing.
16, 22.
That's with my disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Typical of all my perception rolls for bad guys. I rolled horribly. So yes, you sneak up on them.
Well, I say we go for the commander and just hack at him.
All right,
Commander
you got a
and the
surpri-
device. Yeah. Those
Okay, so everybody got the surprise round at this point. The assault team 2 will take 2 rounds to get to your current position.
Okay. So we're near Assault Team 1, right?
You're next to the commander's unit. Assault team 1 is chasing illusions right now. Okay, so we're just gonna run down from Tree on up. So Tree, Mina, what are you doing?
Am I close enough to do anything to that device?
Yeah, we're gonna say you stealthed up successfully, so you're within 1 move of like hopping out from a rock and jetting for the device if you want to get up to it.
Okay, so I want to jet for the device and get within 60 feet and cast Shatter on it.
Okay, so roll Arcana as an engineering check to see if you can divine the right place to put your magic sonic blast.
Okay, that's a 17, but I can put a 5 on that, so that would be 22.
Okay, so you're fairly confident you put it in a good spot. The device is obviously armored and shielded, so it easily survives the blast. Some of it, like 2 or 3 soldiers nearby, well, let's say 2 of the soldiers nearby, get rocked, and let's see, how is their save doing? One of them seems like more damage than the other. Okay, go ahead and give me damage.
Okay, so that is 3d8. So that's 10.
All right. So,
But
man,
then
these
the-
soldiers are tough. They're basically, even the one that basically didn't dive out of the way is just sort of standing there looking at you as he's bringing up his gun.
That's what they do. Can
Okay,
I
Ronan.
shove anybody while I'm down there?
Shoving in a swimming situation is somewhat not super useful. Let's put it this way.
Can I shove the device, or it's too heavy?
It's bolted into the ground, so it's not
Okay.
moving anywhere.
Okay, that's fine. I'll stop in.
So I'm going to pick up my pet and Misty Step, and then dash as my move.
Okay,
Where's
we'll
the
just assume you do it the other way around, because teleporting in behind somebody is more effective than doing it the other way around. Okay, so you teleport in behind one of the troops. You have advantage to hit him. Go ahead.
The troop that's raising his gun. I want to hit. Come on, Nat. I want to use that 9-life stealer. That's Nat 20.
All right, so do you want to choose a charge to try to insta-kill this guy?
Yes.
All right. All right, unfortunately his soul does not leave his body, but you do get to do a lot of damage to him. So give me, what is it? 6d8 plus your strength bonus plus 2.
$30 damage.
30 damage. Okay. You run this guy from front to back, basically straight through his powered armor, and rip it back out. Purple blood basically pulling up in a cloud out of the front and back of it. All right. You have 2 attacks. Make another attack.
That's right, I do.
Well, actually, do you want to just action surge and try to just do this guy in completely?
It's the commander, right?
Yeah.
There's only
Yeah,
one of
commander.
them.
Well, if you're going to attack the commander, you're probably going to need all 4 attacks to basically make this possibly work. Okay, so
Yeah, so I'm gonna use
commander has
overtime
20. Commander has 24 AC. So you're basically takes a ton of force to basically shove the sword through a defensive field around him and heavy armor, and you're going, wow, shit, he has really good armor. Wow, shit.
So 30 for that one, so that's another Nat 20.
Okay, use the last charge on the line life stealer.
I had 3 left, so I should have 1 more.
I assume we'll say you can use multiple charges in one round. Sure, why the heck not? Okay.
So I'm going to use second charge.
Okay, he rolls a 1 this time. He is dead. You see his fishy soul leave his body, go into your sword, and then your sword basically turns like a stark white and is no longer black bladed.
So the commander is dead.
Commander is dead.
Nice.
Okay,
And
you
then
have
I
Soul
Well
as
done,
the
sir.
commander, and he is just dead. Okay, so that's you have 2 attacks left if you want to basically use the rest of your action surge.
I do. I want to attack the guy who's raising his gun.
Okay, you swim a little bit over to another guy and starts like violently basically stabbing him. Go ahead and roll to hit twice.
So that's a 28 and 21.
Okay, the 21 misses. The regular Spud Troopers have 22 AC. Okay, so give me your 1 hit, 1d8 plus strength plus 2.
10 damage.
Okay, you jab that guy basically in the gut. His heavy plate or his assault armor deflects the other shot. Okay, Trance, you're up.
Oh, and my bonus action.
Okay,
As well for my pop.
your bonus action had to be to cast what is it, Misty Step to get there.
Oh. Darn. Okay.
But it did give you advantage on all your attacks because you teleported into the middle of it.
Nice. Okay.
All right, Trance, you're up.
Am I still concentrating on the first illusion? Or is that time
Yes.
over? That was 10 minutes. I am?
You want the full 10 minutes. You do not want to have to fight 2 assault teams.
Right. Well, that's what I'm asking. Let's see. I'm going to, I guess, look at one of the other. Yeah, let's do this. Is there a small group of them fighting together? fighting us?
They're all relatively close together, so sure, why not? You can get the other 3 essentially if you want to have an area effect.
Hypnotic pattern? I'd like to hit them with a hypnotic pattern. Oh wait, no, that's concentration. I'm going to go with somebody who hasn't been hit too terribly hard yet. I'm going to just start by hitting them with Mind Sliver.
All right, got it.
So.
Why don't you just down someone else?
8. Because I don't have enough. I can't do enough damage in one turn to down somebody. Then
attack the
20 to hit.
Wounded.
Okay. I don't know if you rolled a hit or I rolled a save.
I think it's actually a combination. I have to use. No. Actually, no. It's just roll save 17 DC.
Okay, it doesn't make it save. Give me the effect.
So you're gonna take 1d6. Plus nothing, and the next time you have to do a saving throw, you're gonna subtract 1d4.
Is it 2d6 because we're level 10?
Oh,
yes,
yep,
it is 2d6.
Okay.
So another one. Oh man, rolling great. This is a good start, guys. It's a real good start. At least I got that saving throw.
His one fishy is like you're not quite. His one whatever passes for an eyebrow on a fish essentially creases. Okay. All right.
Ow! Why?
Askel?
Oh, sorry. Looking around real quick, does one of the soldiers look like they would operate the thing? I'm looking for a techie guy.
Yes, one of them does seem to be operating the orb at this point. He seems to be a little rocked, having been hit by a shatter earlier, but he's quickly regaining his senses and trying to swim back to the orb.
Okay, I am going to bonus action tell my fishy to help me and attack that guy. I'm going to pull out my black pistol and dump the whole charge onto him, breaking the pistol.
Okay. All right, you bring out your black laser gun, and all right, so roll to hit with advantage.
All right, let's see, 18 plus 8, 26.
Okay, no problem, you hit. So, all right, so the pistol does, what is it, 6d8 by itself. Your sneak attack at this level does another 5d6, so 68 plus 5d6. Roll again on the off chance you get a crit.
Just one d20?
Yes.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a rogue. Never mind, I keep on forgetting. Okay, so okay, then roll to hit for your fish.
Well, my fish is helping me. He doesn't get an attack when he helps. 2, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 31 plus 2 is 33 damage.
Awesome.
And then I am going to shoot up next to him and attack him with my psi needle. Do I still have advantage on it?
I think if your fish is helping you do, right?
Okay, got it. So you blast that guy. He's like, there's a clean hole through his chest, and he begins to list off to the side, but he is still alive. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, new rounds. Initiative.
Can I use?
I think he wanted
go
to know
ahead.
if
Can
he
I
could
use my
his...
second attack to do strike?
You have your
I've
high
got
enough level to have
attacks.
2 attacks as a ranger, right? So, do you want to
Yeah.
attack again? All right,
I'm
go ahead.
using the psi needle right up next to him now.
Okay, got it.
Okay, that's terrible. 6 and 8 is 14.
Okay, well, you have advantage on all your attacks this round due to surprise. So, roll again.
That's with advantage.
It's with
I
advantage.
rolled a
Okay.
6 and a 2.
Do you have any
6 and a 2. All right.
inspiration?
Or yeah, I'll dump an inspiration.
Okay, give it another shot.
So is that just one dice with the inspiration?
It's another roll per inspiration point you spend. So,
Okay, that's 14 and 8 is 22.
Okay, no problem. You hit exactly.
Oh wait, I can't use my sneak attack on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6, 9. 9, 15, 21, 23. 25 damage.
25 damage.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. You insert your short sword in his head. It's like he does not seem to be moving around anymore. All right. Okay. New initiatives at this point. So that was your free surprise round. They have initiative of, let's see here. All right, their initiative is 6. I doubt any of you are going to roll under 6, but we're going to find out.
Mina
I just
got
realized I was assuming.
21.
I rolled 16.
Natural 20.
All right, you guys go first. Mina, what are you up to?
Okay.
So there's, what is it? There are 4 fishmen left. One of them, like, maybe has down a third of his hit points. The other ones are fresh.
Are they all within 20 feet of each other that I could hit them with fairy fire?
Yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. So they need to make a Dex 18 save.
All right. 2 of them glow. 2 of them don't.
Okay.
All right. Ronan.
The guy who's nearly dead, I'm going to attack.
Okay. You got 2 attacks. Go ahead. AC 22.
28
Okay, that hits.
Sweet.
and 24.
All right. Great.
And Poppy. So let's see. So that's 16 damage from mine. And Poppy. Let's see, where is it?
And so are you shooting one of the ones you have advantage on?
The one who's nearly dead.
Okay. Is he glowing, Lawrence?
Yes, we'll say the damaged one is glowing.
Okay,
All right,
so you get advantage on him.
All right, so you hit for a total of 23 points of damage. All right, you jab this guy twice, and like Poppy pops and blasts off a shoulder plate, but he is still alive.
Poppy does 7 damage.
Okay, I got the total damage. Yeah. Okay, Trance, you're up.
I was thinking you were saying these are fish people. Are they considered monsters, or are they just straight up humanoids?
They can be considered humanoids if you want to cast something that were humanoid.
I was gonna do Charm Monster.
Either one's fine. So
okay, I'm gonna cast Charm Monster.
You can downgrade the Charm Person if you want to save spell slots.
Oh, it just goes up from Charm Monster. That's the hard thing. I'm gonna cast Charm Monster on the one that I hit with Mind Sliver.
All right, got it.
It's DC. Right. He'll have advantage, but it's and you'll subtract 1d4.
Doesn't matter. Also... he failed horribly, so you got him under control. What do you command him to do?
Stop fighting.
Stop fighting. Okay, he just sort of drops his weapon at this point and looks blankly out into the sea. It's like,
and I use my bonus action. Don't attack that one.
As basically glowing, as you hypnotoad him.
It's the one thing I've got that doesn't take concentration when it's charming. I was like, shit, I'm gonna dominate him. Sweet. Concentration.
No, that's good.
All right, well, there's one.
Okay, Asgol, you're up. There's two fishermen still up.
And is one of them
I am
glowing?
going to have my.
There's 3 fish. There's 4 fishermen. One of them is charmed at this point. So.
Right, so. And the 2 that are not charmed, are either of them glowing?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get advantage on that one. Attack the one that's glowing.
All right, go ahead. Roll your 4d20 for your 2 advantage attacks. Well, actually, if you have your fish attack as well, just roll 6d20.
Okay, how many this is? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's one more? So one is a 19 plus 8, and then I got
27 hits.
17, 12, and then for my fish would be like 8.
Okay, so the fish misses, but you hit twice. So go and give me damage.
All right. Oh, casting Hunter's Mark first too. I meant to do that.
Okay, got it. Okay, never mind. Your fish doesn't attack then because you had to use your bonus action for Hunter's Mark. All right, great.
Okay, so D12, 6, and 6.
So I'm assuming you're attacking with the side blade at this point. Is that right? Or what are you attacking with?
Oh, I was going to use my heavy pistol. I was going to back up. So
Oh, you're using the You're using the advanced plasma pistol. Got it. All right, got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
that does a D12 base damage plus your.
12.
Are you a third level rogue at this point or a first level rogue?
I'm a first level rogue. I've only taken one level.
Okay, so all right, so
It's always a
D12
D6
plus
for
D8
that.
plus D6 for your first attack, and then I think it's just D12 plus D6 for the second attack.
I think I got a 14, and I think only one attack hit. 14 damage for one attack. I think that only hit.
Okay, got
You
it.
said you rolled a 14?
14 hits essentially. You have plus 8 to
Okay.
hit, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Start inspiring people.
Oh, so did I get another one that hit?
Yeah, you hit twice. So
Alright,
D12 plus D6 plus your dex.
12 plus D6. 1, 5, 7 more damage.
All right, got it. All right, so 21 damage. All right, so there's the last guy you hit pretty resoundingly. He's rocked at this point, and he's bleeding out into the sea in a purplish cloud, but he's desperately hanging on for life at this point. All right, so these guys shoot back at you as Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's the.
Ow.
Jesus Christ was a fish
think
man?
it's-
I don't...
They basically flip their blaster rifles to full auto and just like light you guys up like Christmas trees.
Wait, how many of them are there?
There are 4 of them left, so
One of them is
them's
charmed.
right?
yeah. So
That was
I
one of the
will,
crits.
I thought we killed 2 of them already.
I'll scrub off the 2 crits at the end. How about that?
He was the good shot.
It was the good shots. Okay, there's still 1 crit and like 1, 2, 3 hits in there. Okay. All right. So, we'll just spread that. We'll spread the love around. Okay. So Ronan, you will take the crit because you're the closest in their grill. So, all right. So you take 20 points of damage from the crit. Everybody else takes 13 damage.
Don't forget we've got those temporary hit points.
Yes.
Or we used to. We used to have temporary hit points.
13 damage.
Does my pet get temporary hit points?
Sure. Why the heck not?
Let's see,
I think he can do it as many times as he likes. So yes.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So. Right. Okay. So they light you guys up like Christmas trees, but but it's not deadly damage quite yet. Mina.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do my lightning launcher on the one that's still glowing. And I've got 2 attacks with that. First one's a 21. Second one is a 17. Does the 17 hit?
No, they have 22 AC.
Okay. So we'll do... Three, 9, so that's 12 damage.
All right. All right. Well, assume essentially. This is the other thing. You probably need to pay for an upgrade on your lightning launcher to give it like a +1 or +2 at some point or another.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. So okay. So technically both missed because they have 22 ACs. Okay. Let's see here. Ronan. Okay, but the thing that Mina does see off in the distance, you can see another glowing troop of like assault troopers like swimming in from the distance as they're beginning to line up their heavy weapons essentially on your position.
So is my
Great.
is my
just-
image gone? Is my major image gone?
No, not at all. I'm saying it's just like, did you fail your concentration check?
Oh shit! I need to roll.
Oh, I need to do a
See.
concentration because of.
Right.
Damn.
Yes.
Yes. But you're going.
Oh.
But Trance is of the opinion essentially they're at least like 5 to 6 minutes away at this point, given that I was able to draw them at least that far away. So hopefully they'll take them a while to figure out how to get back here.
I got shot in the face. Is what happened.
Yes.
I keep forgetting his name. The wizard. Did he teleport the device away?
What or omelet?
On Luke, at this point, you can see this glowing pattern of energy that looks like a teleportation circle sort of beginning to form around the bottom of the thing. I'm saying it won't happen before the combat's over, unfortunately.
If the combat's over. Whoops.
Because it takes 10 minutes to cast teleportation.
Yeah, and combat's going to be a minute, so
It's okay.
Right.
at least.
So, is anyone wounded? A guy who's just like lulled off to sleep. Also, James, can you get that guy to attack his squad mates who are charging?
I'm not sure Charm Monster will let me do that. It just says he's charmed, I'm not able to dominate him. But now that I have concentration, I could make him fail his savings throw, or tell him to fail a saving throw and dominate him. I'm just saying.
Do it. Do it.
That or Wall of Force to just block that whole squad for a while.
Oh, there's that, yeah.
I mean, I'm just... No.
Yeah,
They're about to basically unleash heavy weapons fire on your position
Yeah.
here.
Right.
Wall of Force sounds like a good
Wall of
choice.
Force, yeah. So Wall of Force. I want to attack the guy who is closest to me, who is injured.
All right. Go ahead. You have advantage.
27 and 22.
Okay, you hit twice, so D8 plus strength plus 2. Twice.
$17. No, not 17. Sorry. 19.
19. All right, you kill him easily, so he's like he was beginning to like drift off into the deep depths of the dream time already, and now he's just gone as he sort of begins to float away into the abyss. Trance, what are you up to?
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally throwing a Wall of Force up.
Okay,
I'm going to do my best to make it so they have to do the most amount of movement to get clear lines of sight on us.
Can
Are
you
you
put
just
us
gonna
in a
bubble your
circle?
Basically, is the yeah.
You just want to put a bubble hemisphere your whole position, or are you just going to cover one side?
Probably just going to cover the side with the heavy weapons coming at us, and we're going to keep
so
fighting
you're-
against.
On the off chance you need to flee, you're not going to bubble yourself in. All right, got it.
Exactly. Right. I want access to that
You
teleportation.
basically create this sort of half hemispherical dome over the side that the heavy weapons are fire is about to come
Yes.
from. All right, Asgol.
I am going to shoot myself up to the device, grab it, and I am fleeing.
You already know it's
Okay.
anchored to the seafloor. That's not happening.
Okay, I'm going to try and
That
unanchor
being
it from
said,
the
essentially,
seafloor.
you could try to jam your hand into the energy field and grab the little squid inside. You don't know if that's possible or not, but
I will command my fishy to grapple the squid thingy and grab it.
Your fishy. I need your fishy to make me 3 con saves.
Okay, do I just use my con for that?
Yeah, just
Or
use
do I
your
use
con.
the stats?
Just use your con. I assume it's better than your fish. But-
I don't know. Okay, so what is my con? +2. Okay. I got a 10, 17, and a 14.
All right, your fish basically gets shocked all to hell, basically by the first basically energy barrier around this thing, and like gets summarily ejected out like a rocket as it goes shooming off into the distance. Okay, your fish is KO'd at this point.
Okay.
Right. You command. Okay, commanding your fish only takes a bonus action. So what else are you doing?
I am going to grit my teeth and grab it myself. Then.
Okay, 3 con saves.
Not much better. 19,
Okay, you make the
11,
first one.
and 5.
All right, so you get that. You jam your hand through the initial shock field, and as you get your hand in there deeper and deeper, essentially, there's this like repulsive force, like keeping your hand out of there, basically, that you figure you can overcome, but it's just like it's resisting at this point. You take 5 points of electrical damage. But it looks like it could be done, essentially. So if you, apply a little bit more gumption and force, essentially, you should be able to shove your hand in there. Okay, so there's.
Oh, can I try again? I get 2 attacks. Can I try another grapple?
Sure, why not? I guess you can make 2 grapple attempts around, so sure, why not? Give it another try. This time, just make me 2, an athletics check or your con save, whichever is better, and for 2 rolls.
Okay, so con save. I got a natural 20 and a 14.
Right.
So
All right, you managed to
14.
shove your hand all the way in there and grab the baby squid and yank it out of there. The baby squid shocks you for 10 points of electrical damage as you go, ah! as you yank it out of the device.
All right, do I got movement?
Sure, you do.
Now I'm going to flee.
You flee over to the top forest area. All right, the far side of the forest wall lights with dozens of blaster repeater shots that are pinging off of the forest wall, and then there's a tremendous explosion as all of you, even from this side of the wall, can feel it as an underwater torpedo launcher, basically, or torpedo impacts the forest wall and detonates, causing the whole seabed to reverberate. It's like, I
love force wall.
I'm so glad you cast that.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't kill things for shit, but I got Wall of Force.
All right, Ronan. Let's see here. Ronan, since he's there, sees one of the troopers roll over to the heavy weapons carriage to basically discharge the torpedo launcher on this side, probably just for a point blank shot because it doesn't look like they're going to win. If I can't win, I'm going to take you with me. Move essentially. What do you do to stop him?
Is he there or?
He's basically feebly swimming. This is one of the unwounded ones, I guess. He's swimming over to the heavy weapons carriage at this point, but it's obvious what he's going to do here in a moment.
I'm going to Misty Step in between him and the carriage, and then jab my sword into him as he's swimming towards me.
Okay, so I need an athletics check to basically grapple him and keep him from getting at the heavy weapons carriage.
26.
Okay, no problem. You haven't been grappled and are keeping him away from the heavy weapons carriage at this point.
And I'm going to stab him from grappling him.
Okay, well, I'm saying this is normally out of turn, so I'm just giving you the moment to stop him. Essentially, for dramatic pause as opposed to just blowing you all up at this point. So
I yell for the other 2 people, hey, I need some help over here. He's about to blow us all up.
Okay, the other 2 fishermen managed to shoot Ronan. One of them shoots Ronan in the back for 13 points of force damage, and then the other one, all the other shots miss. Okay.
Take.
All right, Asgul saying, "I got the squid. Let's get out of here."
Take 3 points of temporary hit points. But do we know if the force walls or if he's back in control of the Kraken?
Is it
That's a strength
free?
device.
You have no idea at this point, but by next round, you'll get to know whether or not the big Kraken is going to wake up and start doing something. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that was the bad guy's turn. Mina, you're up.
Okay. So how far away are we from the kelp forest at this point?
It's effectively one move away. So it's like,
Okay.
so if you want to start fleeing towards the kelp forest, you can go ahead and do that.
I think so. He's got one guy. Is there anybody else left on this side?
There's 2 troopers and the one guy that was going for the heavy weapons carriage to shoot the mini torpedo.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do my lightning launcher on one of them. Oh, and that is not going to hit. Let me try it again. And that one does hit. I crit.
Nice.
Okay.
So that is 10.
Well, you cast fairy fire. Just assume you're shooting one of the advantaged ones. So reroll the miss.
Oh, thanks. Okay, that's a 16 to hit, so it still didn't.
Still didn't work.
So
All right,
that's
great.
10, so that's 20, and then I get an extra 1d6. Just a second, let me roll that.
All right. Well, that also becomes 2d6. So
Okay, so that's 24.
24. Okay, got it. All right, you blast that guy. You're noticing it's just like, all right, their suits are definitely basically making them resistant to electricity as you're like not seeing anything happening there.
Hate that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use
Okay,
my movement
Ronan,
to
you-
go towards the forest, right?
Movement to go for the forest. Ronan, you got this guy. You got this guy held at this point, but you also need to get out of here. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna snap his neck and then run.
Right. Okay. Roll 2 grapple checks. You need to win both of them. So that's athletics.
One of those rolls, I'll use my reaction to use cutting words, so subtract 1d10.
Sweet.
24 for the first one,
Okay, you beat him on the first one.
and unnatural 20 for the second one.
Okay. With cutting words, you're able to bring it down. Isn't cutting words just your
Reaction, I use an inspiration point. I used one of my bardic inspirations.
Yeah, but isn't it just like 1d8 or 1d10 at this level?
It's 1d10. Subtract 1d10 from it.
Okay. Okay, so you rolled a 10. Okay, got it. Great. All right. So you basically are cutting words, distract him at the last moment, basically, as you manage to get an arm around his neck, basically, and sleeper hold him unconscious and then as you're swimming away with this guy. As you put on your flight boots and basically sort of do the Jetsons and start swimming towards the kelp forest. All right, Krantz.
I yell over to Fishy Joe, grab your gun and follow me and get one for me too. And I'm gonna follow them. Wait, was there one still up?
There's 2 still up.
Okay, there's 2 still up. Can I grab one of their weapons? I don't really have a good weapon that does a lot of damage.
Yes, you can grab one of their blaster rifles, the repeating blaster rifles, and on your
I'm
way
just
out,
gonna
that's fine.
Point. Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna point it and shoot. Pick it up, point it, and shoot. I just don't know what it would be.
Okay, just roll the hit. So everybody knows how to use basic like rifles and pistols in this game because this is a sci.
Is it my normal modifier? Is it Dex or?
Yeah, it's Dex based. So
awesome. So I'm gonna be terrible at it, but I'm gonna try it anyways.
okay, as
how
you're
many-
swimming away, basically you let off a full burst towards your opponent. So
How many shots is that?
roll to hit. So it's technically 3. So you roll to hit twice, effectively.
Okay. So I'll just do that.
Well, technically, you roll to hit
yeah.
once, and then how good you hit, basically, determines how the shots land.
So I miss all of it because I've never used one
Okay.
before, as far as I can tell. But I'm running and
Okay.
telling Fishy
You
Joe to
had your
grab what he
Dex
can and
plus
follow me.
proficiency, so it's probably It's probably +4, but I'd say yes,
yeah,
that's
it's
definitely
+5. So 16 at the highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you let off a full burst essentially, and all of the shots missed. All right. As you're swimming towards the kelp forest,
And I told Fishy Joe to follow me.
all right. Then Asgul, you're already hit the front edge of the kelp forest at this point. You see Otluk continuing to cast it. Should I complete this, or are we running away right now?
I'm gonna message the team. What are we doing? And casting Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, nice.
Oh, your whole team is like right here, right now. So they've all escaped to the kelp forest with you.
Okay, so before I cast Pass Without a Trace, I'm gonna ask, what are we doing? And then holding an action until they answer me.
Okay, you have one or two sentences to say something at this point. So what is everybody doing?
Is my charmed guy following me?
Not at all.
Oh,
Do we
I was
have
thinking
comms
intel.
so that we can tell the other team that
Doesn't
went to
matter.
help?
Basically, Ronan has an unconscious guy that he's dragging along at the moment.
Can we contact the other team that went to help the elder and let him know that he might be able to contact the Kraken now?
Sure. Okay. You radio ahead. We've taken out the device. See if the Elder can control the Kraken. Okay. End of the round happens. The Kraken awakens. Like giant streamers of electricity rip through the water all around you guys, basically, as this huge standing storm of electricity and thunder and lightning under the water basically rocks everybody in the general area. I need con saves from everybody.
Ooh, okay.
21.
Natural 1.
Okay, full
got
damage
an
is
18.
full damage. Okay, so full damage is 40, thunder and lightning, and half damage is half that.
So
A
20.
DC
4-0?
4-0, yes.
I took that damage.
All right, Trance is bleeding out an ear. It's like, oh.
Right. Basically.
And so is Asgul. Is like.
Were either of you? I think I've got one of my +5s left. Were either of you close enough for 5 to make a difference for the save? What was the DC on this thing?
DC 18. Trance is close enough, so you can take the
Yeah.
half.
Okay,
20
so
instead.
I'll go ahead and give you +5, so you can take 20 instead of 40. Osgood, are you down? Are you up?
I'm 60 out of 82 points.
Okay.
I got 60 damage out of 82 hit points.
Okay, got it. All right, so Asgul is like bleeding out of both ears at the moment. There's this tremendous crack of thunder and discharge of electricity rippling through the water as the Rift Kraken, its tentacles begin to writhe, and blue lightning ripples up and down its veins. Its eyes glow with a incredible, brilliant blue light as it jets off into the distance and starts heading down towards the Elder's position.
Where's our wizard guy? Is he still preparing teleport?
Otluk is sitting in an emergency force bubble at this point, going, "Well, that was very violent." That was
Got some tiny HUD action going on, huh?
It's more along the lines of this is the same Otluk that creates all the sphere spells, so he probably has a resilient sphere around him at this point. So,
Gotcha.
or Otluk's resilient sphere, or like half a dozen of the other sphere spells. So he's sort of sitting safely in a force bubble at the moment. It's like, well, shall we go? It looks like our job is done here. Everybody pick up an inspiration for basically having completed your side mission.
Yay!
As you swim away off into the distance, the Asgul brings up Pass Without a Trace as illusionary fish and kelp surround you and hide your and hide your escape. The you communicate with the combat sub at this point. The troop carrier. It's like the Kraken has made quick work of these of the war faction assault team at this point. So come on back at your earliest convenience. The Elder has the Kraken under control.
Yay!
All right. You swim on back. It takes you probably the better part of maybe about 20 minutes of swimming to get back. All of you are not particularly super great swimmers, but all of you are burnt and electrocuted, and you arrive with your hair standing on end as you. It's like, well, the Sahojin Elder, who is that like 10-foot tall, super huge Sahojin that is super buff with a trident, comes swimming up to a lot of you. It's like, looks like you got a taste of the Rift Kraken's electrical storm. It's like,
The
put scales on your chest.
Train.
All of you are going, fuck you.
We were very glad to see him.
Yeah, I just to say I'm in pristine shape because I used prestidigitation on myself over the way over here.
Oh, but you didn't do us? Come on.
I punch Trance.
Like,
Really?
Trance has basically moved all the holes in his garments to the backside.
But he starts talking, and little driblets of blood are like coming out of his mouth because he's still beat to shit.
Right. As the Hosojin Elder basically slaps you on the back, it's like, good. It's like as you take 5 damage, it's
Falls over.
So I think Ronan
still
wanted
have
to
the
meet
Elder.
him.
So we
Did you
got a
have something
toy.
you wanted to ask him, Ronan?
And a witness.
I completely forgot
Oh,
what I was going to ask. I think I wanted to, fight side by side with him, which
yes.
this kind of was it.
It pleases me that you have done a great deed for the Sahojin people. It's like,
Did we bring back the unconscious guy?
Yeah, I have.
yes, you have brought back the unconscious guy with you. It's like,
So maybe
In
we
case
can
there was
present
any
him to the
survivors
elder and offer, because there may be information that he could give him about who else might be involved in the conspiracy.
excellent. You have actually taken a prisoner. None of all the other Sahojin troopers basically had suicide capsules. As the medic basically goes in there with a pair of pliers and yanks out the suicide capsule. It's like, well, wonderful. Now we'll get down to the bottom of this ridiculous conspiracy. All right, everybody picks up
Hey,
an
can I get
additional.
that suicide
Everybody
capsule?
picks up an additional inspiration for actually bringing back in a prisoner to interrogate. All right, the squad captain notes to a lot of you. All right, the security commander will be arriving essentially with a detachment of troops essentially to secure the area. Kraki seems to be in good spirits as the Kraken is going as the.
He's doing like a Kraken celebratory dance. Is that what he's doing?
Exactly. The Kraken basically goes to pat each of you on the head for 10 points of damage.
And falls over. Not quite. Close.
Oh, that's too funny.
As in typical fashion, the elder goes, "He's making friends." It's like, as you're going, "Oh, I think I broke something."
I act like I just had a really strong shot of whiskey. I was like, oh yeah, that felt good.
As Ronan is standing there, basically, drinking whiskey after being beaten on the head by the Kraken, is like, you pick up a boon. You have advantage when dealing with the Sahojin Elder at this point because he likes you at this point.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
All right. The
What should I do with
security
the
commander
squid
eventually
thingy?
arrives
Oh yeah, we've still got the squid thing.
Yes.
Me and the
Esco's got that.
You have the baby squid thing. You're wondering if you should hand it over to Zojin or if you should hold on to it. But you have a Kraken spawn at this point in your possession.
Me and the elder are sharing drinks.
Yes, since you're underwater, you have the sort of like underwater sippy cups with alcohol in them.
Why don't you try
As
animal
you're sucking
handling
it out
on
these
it,
straws.
Esco? See if you can use animal handling on the baby.
Or just give him back to his mama.
I don't think they do that, do they?
No, squids, like, who knows if Rift Krakens basically actually take care of their young, or if they just, like, drop off a pot of eggs and let them fend for themselves, is what to say. You're pretty sure the actual Rift Kraken is probably above animal intelligence, but, yeah, as far as the child, at this point, yeah, the Rift Kraken's you have no idea. Okay, Asgol, you can roll a nature check, essentially, to see if you did some field research on the Rift Kraken as a species. When you came, because you're the one basically rangery guy basically out of the group that naturalists that might have done any research at all.
Okay. So
you
can
brought
I
back
use
the,
my I have a
nature survival, whichever.
background abilities, ears to the ground. Ooh, that's good. 19 in nature's 3, 22.
22. Okay, no problem. You had done some research earlier on the Rift Krakens. They don't raise their young per se. They sort of just like drop off a pot of egg sac, and then if new Rift Krakens basically survive the next generation, they survive or not. Essentially, Rift Krakens do not take care of their young. So, but they do have telepathic communication with their other members of their species. So if you abuse a Rift Kraken somewhere, another Rift Kraken that's within range might very well show up and seek vengeance. So.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Okay, so this is probably how they were able to keep control of the Rift Kraken, because by taking advantage of that telepathic communications between the species. So, okay, so you have a baby Rift Kraken with you at this point. It's roll animal handling to see how if it has taken a liking to you or not.
Can I assist him with that? So he can get advantage?
No, in this case, no.
Okay.
10. I am going
If
to
it
use
were
an
a robot, yes,
inspiration.
you can totally assist, but in this case, no.
You can't blame a
Again?
girl for asking, you know?
Oh, that's not even better. 5 and 7. Wait, where's my animal? Yeah, 7. And then
Alright, you tried to feed the Rift Kraken a little bit of fish, and it shocked you for your effort for 5 points of electrical damage.
Francis is just looking over his new gun and just trying to figure exactly how it works.
Alright. So, Trance is looking over the gun. Quickly realizes this thing is completely, like, spec for underwater use. You're not quite sure if it's going to be all that accurate above water, or if it's going to have to be some work is going to have to be done to it, essentially. So, AKA is basically meant for underwater use only.
Right,
And you're going to have to basically have some adjustments made to it to basically make it useful for in-air use, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I think we should all have med kits that we've been carrying around, right? Because we don't have our
so
cleric
everybody
with
can
us.
heal them using. You can heal yourself using med kits for. Well, actually, don't even bother at this point. Basically, the field medics are available to help patch you guys up. So all of you heal 15 hit points.
that would be
Sweet.
Very grateful for that.
Me too.
All right. As you all load into the sub, the mini sub to head back to the seminary college, you can see off in the distance the the Rift Kraken seeming to wave to you in a friendly manner with some of its tentacles. That, or it's just like that, or it's basically making rude gestures toward you. It's really hard to tell. As your sub zooms off into the perpetual gloom of the deep water at this point. You get to a point essentially to where you can't make out the features of the ground anymore, and the only thing that's basically you can't even feel the motion of the sub. The only thing that gives you any indication that you're having any forward motion at all is the sort of the thrum of the sub's engines, and looking every so often at the front console where you can see something like GPS basically indicating lateral travel across the ground, across the surface of the planet. It's 20 minutes later, and you arrive at the seminary school again, landing the image of Cracky the Kraken, essentially, who's the school mascot, is basically emblazoned on the main campus concourse at this point. It's like, and you're looking at it, it's like, wow, that is a pretty nice likeness, essentially. Whoever did the artwork must be quite talented. As you arrive, you're the diplomatic envoy for the Underreef meets you. It's like, well, debrief me. Tell me exactly what happened.
Ronan,
Well,
you
they
want to fill
were-
him in?
I'll just tell them what happened.
All right. Well, it's a her, but yes, you tell her what happened. So you fill her in. Her two aides seem to be taking detailed notes at this point. So that's very good. It's like that. The fact that you were able to help us should go well for us in negotiations. That we were able to settle this issue without too much loss of life. And the fact that you have captured one of the enemy combatants. Hopefully, interrogation will reveal something useful. In the meantime, I'd like you, the group of you, to do a security sweep of the campus at this point before you go to a well-deserved rest. But I do need that security sweep. I don't necessarily trust the security forces here, given how easily a terrorist force was able to get into the campus and assault us.
And at least one of them was dressed in local security, so it makes it difficult to tell who's, on what side.
Well, like, I was told there were security scanners at the entrance to the auditorium, but obviously they were able to get in a full contingent of people with weapons and bombs. So that does not give me great confidence that the security team here isn't already compromised.
Can I use a piece of equipment? Do you mind?
I don't mind, essentially. The security captain says you have full access to the grounds at this point, so search wherever you need to search. Especially over there, as she points towards the sort of seminary building, which you weren't able to search earlier.
Oh, okay.
Am I able to get that
I'm going to take a moment to go to the bathroom. You guys can go ahead and take a short rest and do whatever you want with a short rest at this point before you head off to the next phase.
Oh, Trance is going to use Song of Rest, so if you do use a hit die, just add an extra 1d8 total. Unfortunately, it's just
cool.
1d8, not per hit die.
Hey,
But hey,
it's all good.
It's a hit die. Sweet, and get that back.
3's 15.
Ranger is...
15. Oh, yeah,
10.
okay, so I'm back up.
Real quick.
That's awesome. I'm going to run and get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Okay, I got a 10. Four, 5, 7. Oh, D8. Really? 8. 8 plus 11, 19. Plus. Four and 2 is 6. 19, 25.
Okay, so people let me know once you're done with your short rest stuff.
5.
Okay, is everybody done with their short rest stuff?
Okay.
I am.
Yes.
Okay, so the while you're you've all are taking a break in the security room at this point. There's still a lot of activity with the security forces at this point, patrolling the grounds, securing the grounds, and taking care of wounded and injured people from the auditorium. A sort of impromptu medical center has been set up in the gym at this point. You have looks like some sort of camera drones having been set up in there to basically patrol the area and provide a security feed. There's you're noticing the thing that is still conspicuously absent from the security feed is the whole seminary building where the Sahojan elders are at. You think it's about high time you go pay these individuals a visit because they seem to be the people giving you the 1,000-mile death stare the whole time you've been here.
So they're all suspects in my book.
They're all suspects in your opinion. So it's like the security captain goes, ask them questions politely. They are still considered dignitaries in Sahojan society, but don't be afraid to ask them those questions.
Hey guys, Zone of Truth.
And we're friends with the elder now, right? So they're big,
Grand
but
Elder.
he's
So
the big guy.
the other Sahojan elders are just like, he's the big guy that is the moderate, but the actual Sahojan elder faction, i.e. the older Sahojans in dark blue robes, the worshippers, the basically high priests of the Abyss, are probably part of the militant faction as far as all of European, as far as European is concerned, because they've been giving you the stink eye since you got here. All right, so you arrive at the seminary building.
Before we do that, can I ask the captain, can you please do a look or a search within your security forces? Because I believe that you guys are compromised.
We're already doing that now. This is proving to be problematic because I don't exactly know who to trust at this point. My immediate aides, I believe, are uncompromised, but like any of the general security force at this point, we're bringing them in individually for interviews, but it's taking a while.
Do you want to
Normally, I would use one of the priests of the Abyss for this purpose for an interrogation, but they have been completely uncooperative.
And who could trust
Well, we can
them,
help.
right? They would give us the wrong information.
I can't trust the priests of the Abyss. They have been against this parlay for a long, long time. So I suspect they are with the war faction.
I say we get one of these guys into a room, give him some truth serum, and ask him some questions.
Well, it's like all of you come with me. There's the security cap. The security commander brings you all into his special briefing room. It's like, all right, I'm gonna be frank with you. I'm fine with you interrogating one of the elders in secret, but you need to do that off campus, and you need to make that individual basically not remember what happens afterwards. Otherwise, they'll raise a big diplomatic stake, and basically the whole parlay is going to be off.
I can't make him forget.
Well, then just make it appear that it's not you as surface dwellers, then.
I have this guy's self.
Do we still
I
have
can
those things that can
disguise
make us
myself.
turn into another entity that can make us turn into a fish?
Does Trance actually have the suggestion spell, or no?
Not suggestion, but I've got Zone of Truth. Is what I was going to use. But I do have. I just dominate him.
That's perfectly fine. Essentially, just like we'll just say, but based on your expertise with using dominate with an Arcana roll, you can basically command them to forget. So,
Should we just get him like extremely drunk, like blackout drunk? Will that help?
it's like a lot of you don't feel comfortable with Sahojin physiology, so you have no idea, like, what is it, what actually intoxicate them, and nor do you feel you have a lot of time to find that out.
I just asked the elder as we're drinking together. I was like, "Hey, what gets you guys really drunk and something like that?"
Well, but we also, like, if they're really drunk, they can't give us good intel.
You haven't found out exactly what the Sahojin uses recreational drugs, and the other wacky thing is that this is a seminary college, so it's not like normal college students that are getting like wasted all the time. Essentially, this is a religious school.
Yeah, I couldn't find a party earlier.
What's his name? Why am I gonna keep forgetting his name? The wizard. Does he have a spell that can make him forget?
No, I don't have any. I can't modify memory. I waffled on getting that.
Wizard guy that pops up when we remember him.
Fair.
Luke says if you're expert with like charm spells, you could get them to basically command them not to reveal you. So that's not a bad option. So I'd suggest just disguising yourself so they can't ID you as surface wielders.
The other option is, are these groups going into like secluded rooms to discuss things?
Spying on them doesn't seem like a bad plan.
Because, if I can get myself a nice lock of hair or something, we can, peek in on them.
Did you want me to acquire something off of them?
Can you get me like a finger?
Or something?
Yeah, like a scale if they're shedding, or like maybe.
Okay, so it's like you could basically stormtrooper them basically, and insist on an interview in the seminary, because you're empowered to do that at this point. So, and then you could acquire some stuff then.
Then we could.
It does tip your hand a little bit, basically, that you suspect them, but it's just like I guess it depends on how you want to go about doing this. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go sneak in there.
No, that's it. That's actually a really good idea. We could walk in there and be like, "All right, we need to talk to you guys because we think you're up to some trouble, but we can't find anything out." And but just manage to get a little piece of them, and then actually scry when they go tell everybody else.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Like it.
All right, so you basically, all right.
I think we're gonna go.
Yeah, all right, you good cop, bad cop. This basically just go straight in. I need intimidation checks to basically get them to listen to you, as there's like, no, this is the seminary school. You are not allowed in here. Only the worshippers of the beast. This is very unusual. Please go away.
How about persuasion? Oh, we're just trying to make sure everybody's safe, and we're trying not to.
That persuasion is fine too. So.
Oh, I got 18 plus 5 for intimidation.
How's that?
Okay, so between good cop and bad cop, it's like, hey, we're just here to protect you. It's like, like, get the frick out of her way.
Mina rolled a nat 1, so she's gonna just like stay in the back.
And Mina's going, I'm helping!
Please, no, we
Mina
just...
is basically touching her fingertips together and doing little itsy-bitsy spider moves. That's like, well, it'd be really nice if you could let us in. And it's like, could you really do that for us? It's like, no.
I'm putting a hand on one of their shoulders. Like, no, really, we want to avoid a war. Don't you want to make sure everybody's safe? And, trying to slide a hand, maybe a little body part off
they give in. It's like, fine. Come over to my office as you're talking to one of the Sahojan elders, the priests of the Abyss. And it's like, he has a particularly resplendent silver kraken basically embroidered into the back of his robe, and on the front that's sort of like weird, which looks like a weird sigil of the Abyss that looks like a portal into the Nether with tentacles shooting out of it. You're going, you keep on going. It's like, that is the most disturbing holy symbol ever, essentially. Though Burble, your basically valedictorian tour guide, has from the Sahojan faction, has told you essentially, yeah, it's just intimidating. They mean well. The Abyss, the worship of the Abyss is generally like forgoing earthly attachments and feeding your negative emotions into the Abyss. So it's like. The meditation is really helpful. So she just gives it the sort of like new agey good version of it, but yeah, none of you have a good feeling just looking at the holy symbol now. You originally arrive at this elder's private office. Is like he sort of sits/swims behind his desk and is looking at sitting like perches on a cushion. Looks at the rest of you. There's no seats in here at all, so you're all standing at the moment, or sort of floating in mid-water. It's like there's all sorts of like, it looks like a typical professor's office where there's all sorts of data pads and documents basically strapped to the table at various differing heights that doesn't seem to have been read or looked at in like months and months and months or years perhaps. And he's looking at you with his sort of a frown on his fishy face and a definite, basically, I don't like you here, crease on his forehead. But, speak, what do you want?
We're so sorry for the intrusion.
Did they let me bring the mind scanner?
I don't know, do you got a mind scanner?
The thing that I stole when we repaired the those exomechs for the miners.
Oh, the basically sonar, the ground-penetrating sonar device. This is not something you can like whip out in this guy's office. This thing is like, this is like a beverage cart size item, essentially, like off an airplane. So it's obvious what it does. So this is something you might be able to wheel down around underneath, in the tunnels underneath the seminary, and not raise any questions, but rolling it around the seminary in the actual open area where the students and the professors are at is probably going to raise all sorts of weird questions.
Okay.
Trance is going to like just kind of begin fiddling with a little metal ball bearing and just kind of walking around the room just looking. Is there any sort of like... do these guys molt? Have we seen them molt like scales?
You see some scales on the ground. You basically lean over and surreptitiously pick one up. Or you check the bottom of your shoe and pick some up that way.
Or I knock him to the ground.
Man, I had a whole plan of like accidentally dropping the ball bearing and sleight of handing one up. He beat me to it.
I can say, this guy has been in this office for years. Yes, you can find some scales from him in here somewhere.
So how do you feel?
Let's get a couple in case we get one of the students too. So let's get a few scales, if you can.
Sure.
I actually knock him into the ground, but I just like, oh, I'm sorry, Trance.
Right. Okay, Trance, you sweep up some scales. Just give me a sleight of hand check to do this in not a weird way. Not a weird way. Okay, no problem. You sweep up some scales into your boot, and you're good to go at this point.
I just want to ask him while I'm doing this. So, how do you feel about this whole peace treaty?
I'm not in favor of it. We have done well by ourselves this whole time, and I believe essentially we should continue to do so.
But I mean, if you can help each other out, isn't that always a good thing? Like, what if they have something that you want, and you have something that they want, and you trade for it because you're friends? Wouldn't that be beneficial?
We already have trade with off-worlders essentially, but it's on our terms, like open exchange between our cultures. It seems ill-advised.
I thought you had a really cool culture. I would love to learn more. This Abyss thing, I mean, that's fascinating. You've got to tell me more about what all this means.
The priest looks at you, stares at you with both of his fishy, like weird triangular pupilled eyes. I need a wisdom save.
Nope, just straight up. Arcana? Can I do an Arcana check to see what he's casting?
He's effectively calling on divine intervention for all intents and purposes, so he's not casting anything. So he's like, "Behold the abyss, unbeliever," as he said. Nobody else hears this, but you hear it in your mind. So this campaign actually uses insanity points. So you pick up. Okay, well I need to roll how many insanity you pick up. So every 4 insanity you pick up a mania of some sort. Okay, you pick up 1 insanity. Okay, as you're going,
what?
Your mind, the id in the back of your mind is screaming as like, I did not need to see the abyss. That is horrible. That is horrifying. As you snap out of it and you're back in the office again, as you felt like you were falling into some bottomless abyss for like some indeterminate period of time, and now you're back here again. It's like, okay, that was frightening. That was frightening.
Oh no, Dras just says, that was absolutely terrifying. Now I know why you worship it.
The other frightening thing is like when the Sahojin smile is just like a shark smile. They show way too many teeth and they're way too pointy. It's like,
I wholeheartedly thank him for his showing me of the abyss. Thank you so much. That was very enlightening.
It looks at a lot of you. It's like, if you don't have any other questions, I think we're done here.
Do we want to ask him?
I have one question, sir.
Okay, because you really haven't asked him the questions you really want to ask. Is like about the security situation. It's like, and does he know anything about essentially where? There's the basic security questions that you probably figure you should be asking him. Is like, where was he during the Q&A session where the assault, the terrorist attack happened during that period of time? Can anyone corroborate this? All the normal like security questions.
And maybe can you ask him just how he feels about violence at the school with those poor, kids being injured?
Am I doing that?
Well, it's not
Someone
gonna
asked.
be me.
Was I here for that? Because I will ask him those questions.
Oh yes, you were there for that. Essentially, it's
okay.
Like,
I'll follow that line of questioning.
Basically, he gives sort of like non-committal answer. It's like I was here at the seminary meditating. Essentially, you can ask some of the other priests of the abyss. Essentially, we're at the main temple. We're at the main what is it? The main temple here on campus at the lower floor. Anything else that you would like to know? Let it be known on the record that
yes,
I am cooperating.
I plan to spread your religion. I got this baby cracker that I'm going to take to another world. Anything you can help me out? You have to grow
seems
bigger.
incensed that you even have that in your possession. And he starts casting a spell. Does anybody stop
My
him at
bad,
this
and I
point,
will-
or do you let him get the spell off?
I will counterspell it. What's the roll?
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Do we have
How dare you!
Do
As
we
he
have-
basically
Oh.
begins to basically motion his arms and call upon a prayer to the abyss.
do we have our wizard with us? Do we have
Luke happens to be standing outside at the moment, so no, he cannot stop this.
Do we? Is it over 3rd level?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I have actually not used counters.
Okay, so you need 15. You need 15 or better. So add your charisma bonus to a d20 roll.
Oh, I forgot the R.
Okay.
I was like, that didn't work. I
Okay,
say
no
no.
problem.
Sweet.
You stop his spell from going off as he is like,
Hey, hey,
hand me
hey!
that Kraken right now.
I think it's time for us to go.
I'm gonna turn around and start walking out with the baby Kraken.
He's seething at this point as you exit the room, and I need someone to convince him not to attack you again.
Hey, I'll say, look, I'll get him to let go of the Kraken, but if we try it right now, it's going to be a fight. It would be much better if we just take some time, just let him just think he's gonna get to keep it. He's not gonna take it off world. Just give me some time with him. And
Okay, go ahead and roll your persuasion check. You need 18 or
and
more.
can I help him and say that?
Okay, you got exactly 18. Perfect. So great. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
All right. The priest seems to calm down a little bit. And it's like
I know he's a bit
expect
of
a
a.
report from the security captain within the hour that Kraken spawn basically is back in Sahojin hands. Like as he's
We rescued
good day
it
to
from,
you all.
We rescued it from mortal peril, and the elder knew that it was with us because we rescued it from the insurgents. They placed it in peril.
That is irrelevant. Essentially, the Kraken spawn are holy beasts that do not belong in the hands of surface dwellers. Good day to you. As he slams the door behind you. As he slams it.
So before he slams the door,
Okay.
Carl in his hands of safety.
I'm saying you've all exited the office at this point, unless you want to provoke another attack from this guy.
No.
Oh
That's
no!
fine, guys.
And
All right, you can hear some very heated communique in Sahojin on the inside. It's like, as you can hear, basically him like talking in Sahojin to on sort of some kind of communication. It's like the other worlds are just have a Kraken spawn. Make the arrangements.
no, we hear that as we're leaving the room.
I think that, guys, we
Hear
need to
it
be
sort
careful.
of. You sort of hear it through the door because he's speaking very loudly into the communicator.
He is screaming. Oh shit!
I think we need to be careful where we long rest tonight, guys, because I'd say we've just painted huge targets on ourselves.
Yup.
At this point, do any of us still have that radioactive tag on us? Before it was hate and the invoice. Can I check to see if anybody else is radioactive at this point?
Okay, so everybody should roll me a d20, and if you roll 11 or above, you are not tagged.
Yay! I'm not tagged.
So, yeah, James, at some point or another,
Well,
essentially,
Mina's
when they
tagged.
arrive, Mina is like Mina's assumption is like one of the medics basically tagged you at some point or another because they're the only ones that have basically had hands-on contact with you. So you
So we know
report
one of the
this.
medics-
Do you report this to the security commander, or do you just keep it under your hat?
We reported to the commander, I think.
Okay.
The guy who's
I
on our
think
side.
so.
That we know first.
Okay, you report this to the commander that one of the medics that treated you either on the way in or the way out is probably part of the militant faction. The commander says, "I'll look into it." So it's like he sort of takes down the description of the medics that treated you. It's like, unfortunately, that could have been one of any of our 10 medics. Well, if you can stop by and give me a better description, that would be great. I would prefer not to do this over open comms.
Will you be willing to let your medics be in a room with us and order them to submit to some truth action?
In secret, maybe, so we'll have to wait until basically after shift, but not out in the open. Essentially, that'll raise too many questions.
10-4.
Everybody's on guard at this point.
And I think they're still healing kids right now, right?
And the militant faction is looking for any excuse at this point to say that you mind-controlled individuals, basically, on mind-controlled innocent Sahojans. So,
gotcha.
All right. This is why I'm not having you be involved in the interrogation of the captured trooper that you brought in.
Gotcha.
But I should have something for you, however, I'm hoping within the next 2 or 3 hours. I'm bringing in an independent interrogator to see after our new guest, since the priests of the Abyss don't want to help.
I tell him what transpired just now about how.
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have told you that earlier. The priests of the Abyss consider the Rift Kraken to be a sacred beast, and its spawn likewise. So, at this point, I'm assuming that burns all possible bridges, essentially, with talking to the priests of the. Unless you want to hand over the Kraken spawn now to my custody.
I say we do that.
I can try to smooth things over with the priests so that you can continue your investigation of the seminary.
Can we do?
You want to do that?
I say we do that.
Ronan, do you really want to try to raise the Kraken?
Or the commander says you can use it as bait to lure them out, because I'm sure they'll try to do something.
There's that.
Yeah, but what happens?
The commander goes, "I'd be careful, though, because the Abyss priests are powerful casters."
Can we give the Kraken, the baby Kraken, to the security guy, and then ask him not to notify anybody yet, and then we can place an illusion as bait? Would that work?
I really don't want to get into a fight with the elders. Because they are, like you said, powerful.
And that it is an incredibly bad look if you kill one of the elders, right? So it's like,
yeah.
Right. We don't want to bait them into fighting us, because either we're just going to kill them and it's going to be a big problem, or, they're going to kill us because we don't want to make
into their head. You're getting, like, the social person out of your group, Trance, is going, we will play into their hands if we end up killing any of them. So it's just like, that doesn't seem like a good plan.
We should just not with the Kraken. We should give it back.
That whole make the arrangements thing, maybe we need to give it to the captain of the guard here and have him announce that he has now got it.
Yes, that would be the best.
So that's fine. The security chief says, "All right, great. All right, come on to the security office and hand over the little guy. I'll give him to the zoology department to take care of, and I'll go ahead and try to smooth things over with the elders."
He should announce it as a big victory, how the enemies were torturing a baby Kraken and how the Offworlders rescued it and have now returned it to a safe place.
Right, and maybe have a medical evaluation to see if the insurgents damaged it.
The unfortunate part is, like, the security commander is going that it's about 50-50 whether anyone's going to believe that, unfortunately, even though that is the truth. So
it doesn't hurt.
The elder saw it.
I'll see what the propaganda department basically says about that. Maybe we'll need to spin it a little bit, but it seems like a reasonable thing to announce. Okay, so you hand over the Kraken spawn. The commander hands it off to a lieutenant who, like, takes it to the zoology department. Maybe about an hour. You basically are taking your ease at the student union, as Asgol has another like keeping serving of Kraken balls from the from the which is the specialty food from the student union that's named after their mascot.
Askel is gonna down like 3 of those meditation drinks because he is not happy right now.
Yep. It's like there's as you're drinking the meditation drinks, essentially you have a strong buzz on at this point as you are having this weird out of body experience because like just one of them was definitely one of those like, ooh, I see tracers, and now with 3 of them it's just like now my soul has left my body and I can see all of you. I can see your auras. It's just like
nice. So,
all right. So I need a wisdom save for Asgul at this point.
Well, can Trance be looking for like a crystal ball or something to use, like a silver mirror as a focus?
19 wisdom.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so you can actually astral project for like a minute at this point. You can use that ability for once over the next hour or so. So.
Nice.
It actually gives the trance tea actually allows you to have an out of body experience. Trance heads over to the gift shop for the university and is like, man, these are exorbitant prices. As you find a crystal, you find something like a silver mirror crystal ball with Cracky's logo. There's the basically seminary school logo on it. It's like 150 credits. You're going, God damn.
Oh, I mean, it's 1,000 for the spell component. So
okay, so yeah,
I find a really fancy one.
You find one for like 1,500. Then it's extremely expensive.
I think we all need to chip in on this, guys. Everybody want to chip in 200?
Yeah.
Aunt Luke happens to be noticing you're shopping for something. It's like, well, you could just, there's mirrors in the school bathrooms, you know? You could just use one of those.
Well, I have regular mirrors because I have jeweler's tools. Does it need to be a special kind of a mirror?
It just has to be worth 1,000 gold. Yeah.
From a practical standpoint, it's just like Aunt Luke is, as a expert wizard, is saying, I think that the mirrors in the bathrooms, basically, especially in the student union, might actually be of the right quality.
All right, we can definitely go that route. The other thing I want to find is, are there any reliquaries? One around 500 credits worth.
Yes, you can find a reliquary. So there's what is it? There's Kraken Squid Ink, essentially, that is being sold here. So, and it's at the normal price for 500 credits. So,
sweet. Kraken Squid Ink Reliquary.
Yes. So, direct from Cracky.
Sure.
I use it just sprays ink everywhere.
Sure, why not? Well, it's like an ampule of of ink from the actual Rift Kraken, the school mascot.
The one that fought? Oh, that's cool.
Yes. So it's like that. Effectively, this is a university's souvenir shop, right? Essentially, it's like there's incredibly overpriced garments and like beanie hats and robes and stationery, essentially that has all the school branding on it.
Okay. Cool. That was the last one. Okay, so. Guys, it's been a little bit of time. You want to go see what Mr. Jerkwad is doing?
Yeah, let's go check him out.
Okay, so do you actually try to clairvoy in on him at this point, or
how long has it been?
Or you go and actually visit him in person? So what are you doing?
No, we're gonna scry on him.
You're gonna scry on him. Okay, so you head over to the restroom and shoo out some of the people that were using the restroom. It's like, official dignitary business, you will have to leave. It's like, what? I'm not going to the restroom. It's like, nope, you have to leave now, use the other restroom. It's like, but that's the girls' restroom. It's like, doesn't matter.
Just wondering what a fish bathroom looks like, too. I mean, it's like...
But I'm still going.
It's still going. It's like,
There's a little trail. But...
Yeah, if one of them can go ahead and
so they have
block
that. You
the
go
door.
into you go into the men's bathroom, and there's these beautiful silvered mirror with like golden scrolling on it, and basically covers like a whole wall next to the sinks. It's just like, wow, it's like, I guess that could be used as a scrolling mirror. That's pretty nice.
All right, so with
Aunt Luke is just like, oh, okay, I'll stand here on the outside and keep people from coming in.
nice. All right, so I'm gonna use that scale. I got 1 5th level spell slot left for the day.
Okay. All right, so
I don't even know if it's his
roll
scale
a
though.
nature check first to basically identify a scale that belongs to an old Sahojin versus like one of his students.
Hey guys, anybody really good at nature checks? I can try, but
It's not going to be Mina.
I got a +2.
do you think this is an old guy or
no,
not?
I got a +5 actually. Let me try that. Okay, I got a 16. If that helps.
You identify. You have this like handful of scales that that Trance had scooped up into his boot. It's like you're sort of you're fishing through them and eventually come up with like, all right, this one looks a little frayed at the edges and is a little grayish silver. So all the older Sahojin had grayish silver scales. So I think this is it.
I got 21 if that helps.
Okay, so all right, so that's you got the scale that you think is right for an older Sahojin. At worst, it'll be one of the other priests because they're all older Sahojin anyway. So it's like, all right, so you concentrate and you stare at the mirror. Your eyes glow with a silvery blue energy, and then the mirror casts over with a cloudy haze. And then when the haze parts, there is image of a cabal of hooded figures standing in a temple with wavy daggers, about to what appears to be stab some sort of like make a live sacrifice of some little like dumpy looking fish.
Oh man, can't that's too metagaming. I'm like, can't artificers make little videos with their little
yes,
knickknacks?
you can. I'm saying this is a sci-fi game, so yes, you can videotape this.
Yeah. See, I gotta remember sci-fi. Okay, yeah, I pull my phone out and start recording.
All right, there's like okay, so I need an Arcana check essentially to pick up voices and like useful things besides the video. Let's put it that way.
Do you want me to do that?
No, it has to be Trance who's casting the spell. So
okay.
He has to adjust the spell, tune it in, and that type of stuff.
Can I give him guidance?
Sure.
Oh, I'm gonna bardic inspiration myself. Like, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
I am going to self-actualize.
Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. And I'm going to roll that 1d. I'm gonna roll it too.
Oh, everybody has 2 inspiration at this point, so you can totally re-roll that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use. Yeah.
Seems like a good spot.
I'll go ahead and use that up. That's
better. You got it. Third time's the charm. Okay, so you're basically tuning the ethereal knobs on the video. It's like as you get bad feedback and everybody's going, oh jeez, ow.
Oh weird, it did roll twice. Okay. I'll just use up both of my inspiration points. I didn't mean to roll it that many times. So okay. Yeah, it's worth it.
You eventually, after tuning into some like bad psychic static for like the better part of like 20 seconds, and was like, "Oh, my ears!" You eventually tune in the sound. It's like the one translator voter you have, basically device, is like spitting out the translations. Finally, it's like, "Oh, great Lord of the Abyss, it's like, we beseech you for guidance in this time of darkness, that we know basically the means to destroy our enemies." It's like you sort of get half of a conversation as you're realizing the other half of the conversation is they're probably like communing with the Abyss at this point, and that is not coming across that's probably coming across mentally to them, so you're not picking it up on the clairvoyance. It's like,
Yes,
there
it
seems
does.
to be a lot of
Did you do
basically
well?
solemn nodding. It's like as they basically gut the fish and basically spread its entrails out and start picking over it as if they're doing an augury of some sort, because they are doing an augury.
Right.
It's like there's a lot of solemn nodding and basically, and at the end, all of them like slit the bottom of their palms with their daggers and bleed out like purplish clouds of blood that sort of get sucked into the sacrifice, and then a swirling globe of darkness appears above the altar as a sepulchral voice rings out across the room. It's like, the time of change is upon you, priests. Essentially, and you are not the time of change is upon you at this point. And fate has decided that you may not change it. So it's like, to resist is foolishness. As the abyss pretty much tells them, essentially, is like what you're doing basically is fated to fail.
That's good.
As they all basically like toss their daggers down in disgust at this point, basically, and walk away from the altar.
You tell him, Abyss. You tell him.
Like,
Who said that?
About that period of time, one of what you're guessing is the high priest speaks at this point. The Grand Elder is foolish and old in his ways. We must about that period of time, what save DC do you need to make to basically notice the clairvoyant eye? Essentially, is it your save DC? Is it something else?
A creature that can see invisible objects
information you have about them, and then they have a save penalty.
So with the body part, for the spell to actually work, they take a -10 on their DC, because they do have a save DC. Roll back. None of it worked. If they can see, if they are channeling or can see invisibility, they can see the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of a fist.
Okay, let me just see if he can roll perception to see this thing. Okay, never mind. He rolled a 1. So he does not see the orb. So he says the following as he looks directly into the sensor at this point. It's like, we will eliminate the surface dwellers essentially, and put an end to this charade this very evening. Essentially, notify the war commander and have him come to, and we will provide direct support this evening. And then basically the clairvoyance begins to fade as the duration is beginning to weak out at this point. Okay, so you have a clear indication and some video evidence that the priests of the abyss are in cahoots with the war faction, and then they're going to start their assault this evening to get rid of you guys once and for all.
Oh yeah, straight to the commander.
Yes, you go straight to the commander. It's like, all right, thank you for bringing this to my attention, but it's like, should we set an ambush for them, or do you think we should confront them right now?
Oh, ambush. Make sure they actually try it.
And I think we need to let the elder know that he may be at risk, because it
Yes.
sounded like they wanted to take him down, right?
Yes.
We don't know if
all
all of his guards
so we're just gonna. I think this is a good point to leave it off. So you go and talk to the security commander and get in touch with the elder. The elder goes, like, I would have expected the priest of the abyss to be more prudent and listen to the wisdom of the abyss, who has long since told us that the time of change is upon us. I guess they are imprudent and not yet old enough to have enough wisdom to go with the times, as it were. Well, be that as it may, where would you like me to be this evening?
Maybe you get Kraken involved?
In the arms of your baby Kraken.
I was thinking he needs to be someplace with some...
I would prefer, it's like, unfortunately, the security commander tells me being next to Cracky is not necessarily an assurance of my safety, considering how they were able to set an assault team last time and get at me last time. So it's like Cracky is quite far away from the main security force, as far as the security commander tells me, and they cannot afford enough troops basically to guard the school and the diplomatic envoy and myself away off campus. So,
let's hold
Cracky to the campus.
I have an idea, sir. Let's hold a party to celebrate our victory of freeing Cracky from the insurgents and have him be here as part of that celebration.
I will see if I can bring Cracky close, but the security commander prefers essentially Cracky be away. If Cracky goes out of control, he will destroy the campus. That is an unfortunate fact. So,
I'm thinking that if he and some consortium of sanity are in a place to view the attack on us in the ambush, to see that it is the priest involved.
I'm in agreement. This party to draw out the attacker seems like a good plan. I will try to send Cracky as far away as possible so that if I, by some misfortune, fall, Cracky will not come and assault the campus.
There.
All right, so that's where we'll leave it for this evening. We'll pick it up next evening with the final plans for your ambush, and then taking care of the insurgents once and for all.
Let me just check. I know I failed the role that I'm tagged with the radioactive stuff. Is anybody else radioactive?
No.
I think you were the only one.
I was the only one. Okay, so I'm thinking.
So what this means, however, is they have a semi-clear track of where your team is, so long as you're with the team.
Right, and
Which
but
means
that's on my armor, right?
I think someone was casted. Was it Asgold that was casting non-detection, essentially?
He
Do you
had
want me to
passed
cast that on you?
abilities. Yes.
Yes.
I have not-
Well, I think we need to choose when to do it, because if they don't know that we're on to them, that I'm the one that's being tracked, I ought to be able to lead them somewhere. Then you cast non-detect on me, and then I don't get zapped. So let's not do it yet, but let's put that in our pocket.
All right,
I
so
think we
you
can
let
use that
them
as a
continue to
tactic.
believe they have a good track of where your team is at all times, and you use that as part of your ambush later on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that stuff you can use as, to your favor later on.
Did they give an indication about when you said they say this evening? Because
It's very evening, so at this point, you have just enough time to get in a long rest before this.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, that's what
No, we're not going to get a long rest.
Well, I'm saying you do get a long rest. You
Oh,
just
we
have
do?
just
Oh.
enough time to get a long rest in before this evening occurs. Let's put it that way.
Are we due to level up?
Let's see here. Actually, yes. So this is like the 4th session at being level 10. So yes, you should be level 11 by next session.
Yay! Thank you, Lawrence.
Hey, that's exciting. I just started and I'm like, sweet, leveling up.
You earned it, buddy. You earned it.
Yeah, the magic of milestones. You just happen to be there for the milestones.
Right. This is my first time trying to play a control character, so this is All Force is fun.
Yeah, and this is a good campaign. We're having fun.
I
you,
love the
Lawrence.
sci-fi stuff. I'm excited to. I mean, I'm going to be here Monday unless Sky falls.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, welcome to the campaign. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Da, 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 da.
All right.